All right, what's good, YouTube? Antayami here, back with another video. And in today's video, we're gonna talk about and demonstrate. Um, First of all, test hands, of course, right? These are test hands, but I'm gonna try to answer as many questions as possible. That's relevant to the last video I made with all the comments. Like, how do you play through Nib? I think I made a misstatement when I say play around Nib. I mean to play through Nib. There's some hands where you can get Nib, but you just play through it anyway, like it doesn't even matter. So that will be test hand number 2 is the Nib hands. And then depending on how the Nibiru hands go, I might do a second Nibiru test hand, so that could be 2 test hands on this. And depending on how the Droll hand will go, which is going to be the test hands after Nib, we'll test through a Droll so people can understand the concepts, and it'll just be random hands and stuff like that. So we'll try to do our best of our abilities to play around those cards, how to play through this, and how to play our under Droll to the best of our abilities. All right, with all that being said, let's go ahead and hop into it for right now. So this one is just going to be hopefully showcasing the cross sheep lines and the the quote-unquote brick of the deck, which is going to be the Queen Azamina. So we're going to showcase that right now. So if you guys like the content, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, let's see what we can do with our first test hand here. So we have, hopefully we don't draw Queen Azamina, because I want to search it so you can, it feels more natural instead of heart opening it. So whatever. So we have Engraver, Sylvie, Nib, that's actually insane, and Edzet. So yep, pretty cool hand. We're not gonna play through any hand traps or whatever. The only hand trap that we're gonna naturally play through is the Nib. We'll focus on Drolls if you guys want to play through Drolls, but I kind of want to show off the full capacity of this for now. So now first we're gonna start with Engraver. Oh, by the way, I think Droll is fake. FYI, I think Droll is a fake card. There will still be people on Droll, and there's going to be people that believe in Droll, and Droll is the craziest hand trap of the format. I think that's a cope. Droll does a lot more damage to this deck than it does to the Mizuzuki Raizio deck. Because if they hard open all the pieces, or they search once and get the pieces to the ritual summon, you're cooked. So you still get cooked, and they still end on detonator. So like, it doesn't matter. But I'll let you guys cope on Droll if you guys want to play Droll. It's up to you guys. Not saying it's bad or wrong, but if you want to beat this deck, then play Droll. If you want to gamble 50-50 on Drolling Mizuruki and see if it'll stick, that's on you as well. So anyway, back to that. So we're going to Engraver effect is going to search out our track here, and let's see, we can find our Trant. Of course, is the card at the top. I feel like every time I search for like cards in my deck, they're always at the top. Then we're going to activate Track. Track is going to search our Lurry, special summon our Lurry, and then that is going to go into our Requiem. Requiem's effect. We're going to dump Engraver off the Lacrima as soon as we summon it. And this is the reason why I like playing 2 Engravers, is for this scenario right here. Because I like to still dump off Fiendsmith off her effect. So that's why I like 2. So with all that being said, we are going to spell and trap the Requiem, or use Requiem's effect to equip itself to the Lacrima. And then we're going to go Exec's effect. Exec is going to send Engraver, activate the effect. And we are going to search, since we already have Sylvie, we can just search out for our Edzet here. Our Azamina Edzet. The EA. And then we are going to now normal summon our Sylvie. Now, we are now underneath Nib, because normally when you go for the Lacrima play, usually you go summon this, summon number 3 is here. This is summon number 4, and this is going to be summon number 5. So now you're under Nib territory, just to keep you guys that in mind. We're not going to demonstrate what happens if they Nib. That will be in test hands 2 and 3 if I decided to extend it. but for now you're under Nib territory. But if you do get nibbed, and I was going to show this call right now, you just activate Engraver effect, and you can go from there. And you still have this effect to produce more bodies if necessary. We're not going to think about that right now, but you still ease in on a Desiree plus more interruptions. So it's totally fine if they nib here, and plus you get to search out the Sylvie. So yeah, you're cooked. So like if you like normal summon Sylvie, activate the effect, and you search like for example Tails here, then you have like these two cards in hand. So that's an example of playing through Nib if they decide to like nib you here, and then you just turn the Nib token into a sequence and then make a Desiree on top of whatever. So that's how you play through Nib for the most part. But anyway, next we're gonna take these two, and then we're gonna synchro 6, pitching this, effective search, and this is going to search for Arcia. And even if we get Nib here, we have still the Desiree line, and then we still have her effect summoning herself, and then this is going to extend itself, and then you can still again combo through it like nobody's business. So it doesn't matter, again, through Nib. Okay, but anyway, we keep this going. Next we're going to activate her effect to summon ourselves. And again, if they nib here, I mean, this is probably one of the better spots to nib if you want to nib, is just wait for this, or you can wait for your opponent to summon out the Engraver. Those are like the best spots to nib. But again, you still end on a good amount of interruptions as well, and you still have like Sylvie's effect in Graveyard to summon itself back out and then go into like Rosette, and or again we can still push through it. So anyway, let's continue. So now we're gonna synchro 8 into Delibels, and then this is going to add back our Tails here. Let's just add back Tails. Then after that, oh sorry, Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2. Jesus Christ, I was like, I'm forgetting something here. Sorry. Just got off work, so I'm a little tired. This is going to search out our Deception. Okay, now if you don't have any monsters in hand, which we clearly do, and we did search this, but I want to summon this, so we're not going to tribute this with Deception. There are some lines where you can actually search for our a Stellar. This is like the best time to use a Stellar. In this particular hand, we did not have a way to Stellar. So, but there's combo hands where if you open Sylvie plus a Stellar, then, or not Stellar, Sylvie plus Azette, then you'll have a Stellar here. You'll search a Stellar, and then you'll attribute a Stellar, and then that will be in your graveyard. And then whenever you summon this and activate her effect, then you get like infinite amount of bodies. But unfortunately, we are not going through that line. So anyway, so we are going to now activate the effect of Deception. You can also tribute Lacrima if you want to tribute Lacrima, but if you have a dead card like Nib, for example, or another Engraver in hand, then you can actually just tribute the Nib. A lot of the times, again, you would tribute a Stellar, but in this particular situation, we are going to tribute the Nib. And then let's see. We're gonna add our Hollow Azamina. Now, just to showcase the Queen Azamina line here, we're gonna go for that line with the cross sheep. So we're gonna activate Hollow Azamina. We're gonna send the Deception, and we're going to summon our Arcielago. Arcielago's effect is going to activate, and we're going to search our Queen Azamina just to show off her. Then we're going to activate the effect of Hollow, adding it back to our hand by shuffling back the Azette Azamina. Oop, I am literally the worst shuffler in the planet right now. Okay, so then after that, we are going to activate Hollowed. Sending the Queen Azamina, and our zoning is going to be a little funky here. Let's not summon Lacrima in the middle zone. Like, you're gonna make sure you put your fusion monsters in zones 1, 2, and 3, or sorry, zones 1, 3, and 5. So I'm gonna just move that over just in case. Whatever. But yeah, make sure you always put your fusions in zones 1, 2, and 3, or 1, 3, and 5. Just for a heads up, I meant to say that zoning in this deck now with the cross sheep is very, very important. So make sure you put your fusions in those spots, and put your main monsters like in zones 2 and 4, because yeah, you just need 1, 3, and 5 for your cross sheep lines. So anyway, then after that, Queen Azamina is going to activate her effect to summon herself as a body. And then now what we can do is we can take these two, and then we can link these all for a cross sheep. Then you have a lot of options here. So now you have Sylvie to spin back your Arcia to summon to cross sheep to trigger the cross sheep. You have the Fiendsmith to also summon back into the cross sheep zone, but we're not going to do any of that. We have this card in hand. So now we're going to summon our Arcia, and our Arcia is going to summon itself to the cross sheep zone. Cross sheep is going to trigger because it's pointing to a fusion, and that's going to bring back our Lacrima. And why this is important is that we're not playing the Link 4. I'm going to let you guys know right now. I feel like this is way better than a Link 4. You can still make the Link 4 here if you want to. I'll showcase how you'll make that in this particular situation. But this card is insane, and I'm going to show you a really cool trick. Hopefully it comes up in this line. I think it does. But you can make a Light and Dark Chaos Angel off of that. So that's going to be really, really, really insane. So, yeah. So let's keep on moving. So with that, let's go ahead and activate the effect of Requiem. We're going to Requiem equipping to the Lacrima. Effect of Arcia to draw a card. We're drawing to an Imperm. Excellent. Then we are going to take these, and then we're going to do our Fiendsmith line. So we're going to do the classic Fiendsmith, shuffling back Requiem, shuffling back Engraver, and then also shuffling back the Lurie. Send those back. Send back Requiem. And then we're going to summon our... Oops. The main deck. We are going to summon back our Desiree. And then we're going to take these two. Now, this is the part right here where you'll turn these two bodies into the Link 4. But since I'm not playing the Link 4, we're going to continue with this line into this. Also in this slot too, you can also put in Sky Crisis if you want to play Sky Crisis. So like this spot right here is very flexible. So it's funny. You can rotate between those three cards depending on how you feel like how you want to play the deck. So it's pretty cool. Then after that, what you can do is trying to see if we can do any like unique special plays here. Because I don't think we can make a Light and Dark Chaos Angel in this particular line without like getting rid of this, and I don't want to get rid of that. So because what's cool about this is you can actually, if you have a Synchro 6, and a lot of times you can have a Synchro 6 here, or not Synchro 6, just a level 6 body in general, you can go Agman Day, bring back the Lacrima, and then you can go into that line if you like. Sometimes you have like an extra, like, oh yeah, we have Fiendsmith here. I'm tripping. Yeah, forgot because we started with the Engraver, so we still have an extra Engraver in the graveyard. So you can actually go Engraver here. It won't be a Light and Dark, which is unfortunate, but there's some lines where it can be a Light and Dark, just depending on how you comboing and things of that nature. So we'll go this, and then we're gonna activate the effect of Sylvie. Sylvie's going to shuffle back our Arcia. And then we're going to summon this out. Then we are going to link all those away. or sorry, not Link, Synchro into our Chaos Angel. What you can do in a situation here, and still, if you don't want to keep the cross sheep on board, since you still technically didn't use your engraver effect here, you can still technically activate engraver effect, and you can actually shuffle back the sequence if you want. And you can summon engraver here, shuffling this back, and turn this into a SP Loader Knight if you like. Or what you can do is keep cross sheep on board. And what you can do with the cross sheep on board is that you can eventually go Lacrima effect. You can go Lacrima, bring back this, and then this is going to summon back this underneath the cross sheep zone to fusion summon. Then on top of that, you can actually just bring back any of your White Forest monsters to a zone this card is pointing to, and get that effect off that if you didn't use this effect already. And then you can shuffle back the Azet. We didn't search the quick play in this position because I kind of deviated and I wanted to show off what the Queen Azamina and the cross sheep does in this particular line. But there's a lot of stuff you can really do here. So again, depending on what deck you're going against and how you want to play around a lot of interruptions, this is what the kind of the standard combo will look like for the most part. So yeah, this is really strong. And of course we got the set imperm here, but that's just like a bonus, right? You get the deception that comes back on end phase. Again, you got that in the grave. You have just so much stuff. Again, if you want to make the SP Loader Knight, you can keep the engraver engraved if you just want to keep it engraved. There's a lot going on here. And we still got the Queen Azamina face up on the board here. Normally this doesn't stay on the board like that, but again, it just depends on the lines and stuff like that. So it's just really cool. And again, if this card gets popped or destroyed by something, it actually brings itself back. It's not just off of using it as fusion material or whatever. You can actually seriously this gets Regeki and it'll just bring itself back. So fun fact on that. So yeah, but that's going to be test hand number 1. Hopefully that answers a lot of your questions on how these two cards can interact and how you can bring up follow-ups and stuff like that. Because again, whenever you summon a card off a cross sheep, you can bring back your Lacrima, activate Lacrima effect. I wouldn't do that in this position because you don't have access to putting this back into the grave with the fusions and stuff like that. But you can bring back your Sylvie, and then when you normal summon or special summon Sylvie off of the cross sheep's effect, you can actually add more follow-up. You can add this card. You can add the other tails if you like. It's pretty cool. And yeah, that will also trigger Azet too, since a tuner light spellcaster got summoned to their side of the field, so that would just come out for no reason. So yeah, that is test hand number 1. Let's go ahead and to test hand number 2, playing through Nib. All right, we are here with test hand number 2. Now hopefully we draw pretty well into this Nib here. Hopefully it's just not engraver, because that would be a crappy test hand and I would just do a third test hand. So hopefully we can showcase us playing through a Nib and what our inboard would look like. So let's shuffle up. Opponent cut my deck and he's cutting my deck, and let's go ahead and see our starting hand. So we have Valor. This is Tails. Wanted, Sylvie, and Nib. So pretty strong hand overall. I mean, we have the Sylvie plus Tails here, and then we have the Wanted. So very good. So again, with this particular hand, I will start with the normal summon Sylvie. Again, we're gonna summon it into the anima zones. There's not a lot of decks on anima, so it's not that punishing, but again, we're gonna keep our 1s, 3s, and 5 slots open for fusion plays, just in case we make the cross sheep in this line, right? So we go Sylvie effect. Sylvie is going to add our simple spoils of the White Forest. I actually really hate that name. There's no shortcut of saying that, right? White Forest quick play, I guess. Then after that, we're going to activate Tails, and then this is going to search for our Azet here. As soon as I can find her, this is going to search for Azet. And then we're going to use Azet's effect, summoning itself, to send the simple spoils of the White Forest. And then that is going to search out our Azet Azamina. And then this is going to trigger to reset itself back here. Keep it face up so you guys can see it. Next, we're going to activate this effect, the summoning itself. We're going to synchro for 6. And then we're going to synchro for this. So chain link 1 Azet, chain link 2 this. This is going to send the simple spoils here. And then this is going to actually add our Arcia. I swear I passed this card over and over again. And then this is going to search out our little tiny deception. All right, so we're on summon number 4, so we're still doing really good here, right? So we're gonna synchro here, and we're gonna make this Nib look really bad here. We're gonna activate this, and we're going to bring back our simple spoils card. Since we haven't activated it yet, we can still activate it here because it's completely live. Then now we're in Nib territory, so now we have to be very careful how we play, because if we do anything bad, we literally just get Nib. So, and we don't have our Fiendsmith stuff rolling, so let's just not do that, right? So then next we're going to activate our deception. And what you can do, instead of using the cards out of our hands here, let's do the effect of Sylvie. So we're going to use Sylvie's effect to shuffle this back, right? It's still very awkward to Nib here, but do we want to get Nib here? Let me see, because our opponents may not know exactly what we're doing. They don't want us to use deception on Sylvie here, so but if they Nib here, then we can just deception the token away. So our opponent should know that, so let's just not get Nib here, because again, the Nib here gives a token to deception, just full combos through it anyway. So yeah, so now we activate deception. Deception is going to tribute our Sylvie, and we're going to search for the hollow. Okay, so now we have the hollowed here. And then next here, this is where it gets really tricky, because now I just feel like Nib is just bad at this point. Like it's just bad. So now we go hollow chain link 1. Chain link 2 is going to be wanted, since we hard drew the wanted here. Lucky for us, wanted is going to search out our Black Witch, and then this is going to send this to the grave to I think actually, if you want to, we can do the reverse order here. We can actually just summon this card first, because now we can activate the effect of hollow shuffling back the Azamina Azet, and then we're add this back to our hand. And it's very safe to do that, because we can literally just send our deception here on the next turn. But let's not do that, because we do miss out on our very free and our very cool Azamina, or Queen Azamina. So let's just do this first. So now we get the Queen Azamina search here, and then we use hollow to shuffle back the Azet Azamina, or Azet Azamina. Jesus Christ, these names are very tough to say over and over again, chat. It's crazy. So again, nibbing here just feels like trash, because like, yeah, whatever. But I honestly feel like this is the best time to nib anyway, because you know they got these 2 cards in hand, so they're going to activate it. So let's just say like they activate it here, right? This is probably, if your opponent doesn't know exactly what's going on here, they'll probably go for nib here. So now they're going to nib you. Let's just say this is the nib target. And then if you do get hit with nib here, you're going to actually activate this card's effect, right? Because you want to put as many synchros in rotation as possible for your monsters to float back into. Just extra resources, right? So we're going to actually use her effect, sending hollow Azamina. And we are going to summon back out our Arcia. So now it is back in the grave. So now all this will get sent to the grave. Nib is there. Do I have a Nib token near me? Please tell me I do. Okay. I love coming prepared. I think it's in my deck box. Grab that real quick. Hopefully I'm not anything out the way here. I think it is in my deck box. It's not in my deck. Nib token. It doesn't matter. We'll just use this as our Nib token. Apparently I didn't come prepared. Okay, so this is our Nib token. So our opponent hit us with a nice juicy Nib, and we got a nice, like, almost like a what, 9,000, probably like around 7,000, 8,000 attack token, defense token, whatever. So it's pretty beefy. It's pretty good. And then we're still gonna resolve the Hollow. So Hollow is going to still summon out our Sylvia, and they usually put in Anima Zone because, you know, that's what they put it in. And then Queen Azamina is going to still summon herself out because that's what she does. And then, yeah, we still got like literally infinite amount of plays here. So, with all that being said, let me see how we're going to do this. And we can still achieve the same end board here, right? So since we technically haven't used this card yet, we're going to activate this card. And we're going to actually summon our Arcia. Yes, we're going to actually summon our Arcia here. Then with that, let me think on how I want to play through this. So, I think we can go ahead and then use Black Witch effect since we don't have to worry about Nib anymore. Actually, before we use the Black Witch effect, we're gonna send these two to the grave for our Cross Sheep. This is why Cross Sheep is like amazing, because just keeping this on the end board just gives us like more follow-up, more pressure, a lot of things going on. So then now we go Black Witch effect, send in Deception, and we are going to use Black Witch effect to reset this. This is why I like playing two of these. One of the reasons, at least. And then now Cross Sheep is going to also trigger itself as well to summon back Arcia. And I'm pretty sure we never used this effect. I'm pretty sure, right? Because it would have been face up on the field if we did use it or not. Ooh, I'm kind of forgetting if I did use it or not now I'm thinking about it. Trying to think. I don't remember if I did use it or not. So for this example, we are going to not worry about it because we'll just won't worry about it. I really don't remember if I used that effect or not. I don't think I have. Yeah, I think I have. I think I'm 100%. I did. No, I don't think I did. I think I was in the first example. I'm getting mixed. So let's just use this effect. If I'm cheating here, I'm cheating here. I'm sorry. But if not, just pretend I have one last card. So we're going to draw here. Draw until wanted. That's going to reset itself. And then we are going to think here for a second. Because now we can go into the Fiendsmith engine. Go into the Fiendsmith engine. I think here, let's go for let's go for a Fiendsmith engine and then we'll draw. So we're gonna take these two, go into the Fiendsmith engine. So Moon, Requiem, oops, Arcia effect, not Arcia effect, Lacrima effect, Engraver. And then we're gonna summon back our Engraver here by shuffling back to Moon. And then we're gonna use Requiem effect to equip to Engraver, and then we're gonna use that to link away or send away the Nib. And then we're going to take these two. And again, you don't have to summon back Engraver. I wanted to use the Engraver to get rid of the Nib here, but you still had Arcea's effect to shuffle back one of these two cards if you like. To keep Lacrima Engrave, but let's just get rid of the Nib here. Or I'm so sorry. We still have the token here. We can still technically use that as material, but it's a big token, so let's just keep it on board for this example. Sequence effect 1, 2, 3. I don't think we have any more lights in the grave. It's fine. Actually, before we even shuffle this back, we're going to use the effect of Wanted Engrave. Let me not forget that. Banishing Wanted, and we're going to reshuffle this back into the deck. Draw a card. This is tracked, by the way, not in a Paradise. So then these will get shuffled back into the deck. Then we're gonna make our Desiree, link those off into this, to our Agmende, and then here, since we definitely have track here, we can do a couple things here, but let's just not do that, right? Let's just not worry about that. So next we're going to activate the effect of Arcea, and we're going to shuffle back our Dilibels, and then we are going to activate the effect of Agmende, or it doesn't really matter, you can just leave it here. Actually, no, I think we have to not make SP Lordonite. So let's just Agmende effect to bring back our Desiree, equipping these two, the sequence to the Desiree, and then you can take this if you don't want to keep Cross Sheep up as like follow-up. If you want more interruptions, you can do an SP Lordonite. And I don't think we need to banish anything with SP Lordonite in this position. But if you're scared of cards like Dark or something like that, you can actually banish some of your, Darks. Or if you want to banish something like, if your opponent's on Lina, you can banish something like that. But yeah. Then on top of that, we are going to just set this and call it. We did draw into a track here. I didn't want to use it for this particular situation, but you can actually keep Cross Sheep here and make an SP Lordonite with the Cross Sheep slip on board, but let's just hold this in our hand for whatever reason. And we're gonna set this, and then we pass. So we have Valor Nib, SP Lordonite Desiree, Sylvia, White Forest, Quick Play set, and then this. So then you will activate this on draw phase. Activate this on draw phase. Doesn't really matter when you activate it, because you're adding it back from your hand or from the grave to your hand. And now whenever you go into the you can use this as the you can use this token as a Chimera target now, because it's funny. So if you ever, say for example, since we don't have the Dilibel's face up here, we go into this, shuffling back the Arcea, and then Azet is going to resolve. And now we just have more cards to resolve our effects. So now we can actually go something like activate this. If you want to pop two, you can send these two. You can always link off Desiree if you need to for extra like send. And we're going to send our Black Witch. So let's just say we're popping two here. Send this, and then send this. Not this. Black Witch, this, and token. And then we make our Guardian Chimera. Boom. Guardian Chimera is going to pop two, draw one. So we're going to draw one here. Cool. And then we're going to use Black Witch effect. Black Witch effect is going to summon herself back out. You can send anything from your hand, but I like sending things on the field. I'm going to send the Agmende here. And then we're going to use Black Witch effect here to set ourselves more follow-up. And what's funny is, since we're playing multiple of these, we can actually reset this if you want. Did I reset the Deception? Because Deception should have been set back here. I'm sorry, I forgot about our Deception here, chat. Sorry about that. Our Deception is actually set here too. You can add Wanted here if you like. yeah, so it doesn't really matter. It's just follow up at the end of the day. We got like still 5 cards in the hand, and we still got tons of interruptions, and this was Thur Nib. So there you go. That was our test hand number 2. We won't do another Nib test hand. Now let's do test hand number 3 through Droll. All right, guys. So test hand number 3. I only will do another test hand if we break, or if our hand actually gets cooked by Droll. Like say we just have Engraver in hand and you get Droll and that's it. So yeah, that's not something we'll talk about, but hopefully we draw multiple engine cards, and we'll actually have a board through our Droll here. You can still make decent inboards through a Droll if you like, but hopefully we can showcase that off. So test hand number 3, it's going to be through Droll. So we're going to open up our debtors. That's actually really broken. Original, which is our tails. Imagine, holy. Imperm, Engraver, and Azet. So funny enough, if we open a simple spoils card here, we actually beat Droll by hard making Sylvia. This is another way you can actually play through Droll. For all the people that are so scared of Droll, you can actually play Debtors or Hollowed, and if you hard draw this plus another simple spoils card, your first action is to activate this and summon this, and then now you have protection over Droll. Fun fact, by the way. But anyway, we didn't draw that, so that's just, it is what it is. And plus we play Call by the Grave in the side deck, so games 2 and 3, you're gonna probably most likely see Droll, because somebody's definitely gonna be playing it at the YCS, so it doesn't really matter. So yeah, anyway, so now we're gonna try to play our best through Droll here. So our hand is a little funky, so we're gonna activate the effect of Azet, and I love doing this. Azet plus Tails is like the best start for me. So we're gonna use that effect, and we're gonna search out. Now if you really want to play through Droll, you can actually go into the Stellar here, normal summon that to really play through it. But let's just do our basic combo here, right? We don't know they have Droll, like I'm playing my cards. And then you go chain link 1 Tails, and then they're gonna do chain link 2 Droll. So then now you're under Droll. This is gonna reset itself, and now you're like, okay, we're under Droll. Perfect. So now we're gonna normal summon our Sylvie, and the only thing we can literally do in this position is go for Fiendsmith line. That's all you can do in this position. Your hand is not super great. It actually gets really cooked by Droll. So if they have like Nib or Ash, it is what it is. It's nothing you can really do about it. Like Droll does really cook this deck a lot. There's some hands where you open like Black Witch, and you can actually set Black Witch or activate Black Witch effect, set the quick play. Sometimes if you can't resolve a Guardian Chimera, you just set the follow-up. You can do Wanted, you can do Deception. But a lot of the times you're going to have Fiendsmith combo. You're always going to have access to the Fiendsmith combo in most of your hands. So you're just going to have to pray the god they don't have another second hand trap. That's not Ash or Nib. You can get hit with like Bishios and stuff like that. Like that's still like okay. It's not the end of the world, but it's still like not the greatest deal ever. And if you get hit with Magma Moot, at least they can't search. So there's that. So whatever. But yeah, here it's just a Fiendsmith line. So nothing else more need to be said about that. Summon Lacrima, dump Engraver. Then we're gonna use Engraver's effect. Am I missing the light for some reason? I forgot to go into the moon. Yeah, you make the moon and then shuffle those back, or shuffle the moon back, make a sequence here. Imperm also cooks this too, so if they just literally have a second hand trap, you're cooked. So but it is what it is. You better put your opponent on have to. A lot of people that are playing Drolls are not playing a ton of hand traps. A lot of times they're playing Droll plus Charmies. Go figure. They contradict themselves. So if your opponent is playing Charmies and Droll, then congratulations. You can appoint them to the side events, and then yep, shuffle these 3 back. Boom, 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 boom. Equip, and then you just pass on Desiree. And then now we still have Imperm. We don't have any Sinful Spoil cards, which is very unfortunate. And we still have Engraver for our follow-up plays here. So you still have follow-up. You still technically have your tails here as extra follow-up. And your goal is not to die. And I don't think you're going to die through this. Like, this is really hard to crack. So Imperm plus this, your opponent will probably put up some type of like Embor piece. And your Engraver can probably most likely capitalize on that. And let's see where our draw card is. Oh, I didn't even shuffle. Yeah, I didn't even shuffle. Engraver and Lacrimal are still on top. And let's just see our top deck here, just to kind of like see what we draw here. And then we draw for turn as that. So seem like you're fine. Seem like you're fine. So anyway, guys, that's gonna be it for the video. Again, I'm trying not to make this super too long, but hopefully you guys enjoyed the content and things of that nature. Hopefully it answers your question how to play through Droll, what happens if you get Drolled, what the Fiendsmith engine does, a lot of theory crafting and just talking about how you play through certain interactions, some cool tricks, and all that fun stuff. With all that being said, I will see you guys at the YCS. Have a great one, guys.